Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We will get started in just a moment. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board. We'll give just another moment as folks are still trickling in from the waiting room. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Thank you, Danny. Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce, Chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today we are joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you very much. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You'll make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the public wishing to provide testimony, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, Chip Newbury LLC, doing business as Chip City, located at 316 Newbury Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 1,100 square feet, first floor, below ground level cookie shop consisting of sales area, cookie service bar, back room with kitchenware, washing, storage, and employee restroom with no interior or exterior seating. This is takeout only. Manager Theodore Galis, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Yes, hi, my name is Daniel Brennan. I work with TPB Design. I'm a permanent license agent for CHIP. Also have Lorraine, Director of Operations, on the line in case needed. This is a small fresh baked cookie shop, 1,100 square feet. They basically just do baked cookies. They do offer milk and a scoop of ice creams available for ice cream sandwich. No seating, proposed hours 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Store's under construction, but we're wrapping up inspections and hope to open mid-August.
Thank you. Do you do third-party deliveries?
Do we receive deliveries?
Do you do like Uber Eats and DoorDash?
We do have some of that going on, yes. I know it's an issue over in that area.
So do you have a plan in place to address double parking or any of the issues that have come up in that area?
I mean, we're expecting limited services for that because it's just cookies. I don't know if a lot of people would do DoorDash for that. We don't have a specific plan, but we are on a corner street and there does seem to be ample parking. I know they don't follow the rules necessarily, but that's all we have to really offer on that.
Okay. Do you have other locations?
We have, so they have many locations throughout the Northeast. There is one other location in the city of Boston that opened last year on Causeway over near the Garden.
Okay, and what has their experience been with third-party deliveries?
Lorraine, can you jump in on this?
Yeah, hi. So we do DoorDash only, we're exclusive with them. In Causeway, it's a lot of bicycles and mopeds. And there's a side street they usually pull up so that because it's very difficult on Causeway. We're right across from TD Bank, so it's not like they can stop there, which would be similar to Newbury. So they park on a side street when they run in. But like Dan said, it's very limited when it comes to, we serve 6 boxes of cookies.
Okay, so have you thought through the plan for Newberry Street?
We
Question.
assumed it would be very similar to Causeway in the sense of bicycles, mopeds, and they would pull on a side street.
Okay. Thanks. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, we'd like to defer to the judgment of this board. We had the applicant connect the local civic association, NAB, which was in non-opposition to this proposal, as we understand. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. We're unaware of any further concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 2, WC Enterprises, Inc., doing business as Domino's number 3797, located at 1514 Blue Hill Ave in Mattapan. Holder of a common victular license has petitioned to change the closing hour of the licensed business from 12 a.m. to Sunday through Wednesday, 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., and Thursday to Saturday to close at 3 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Go ahead.
Chris Kordomash, General Manager, and
Bill Mohan, the licensing permitting consultant and working with Domino's Pizza.
Thank you very much. If you could please please briefly present the proposed change to the board.
Okay, thank you. This is one of 17 franchises that WC Enterprises has in Boston, Eastern Mass, and Central Massachusetts. So they're well positioned to run the business and keep it going in an orderly way. We started with me personally distributing about 175 flyers to neighborhood residents in the 2 days that took partially 2 days to do that. We did not experience one single opposition to this. In fact, it was overwhelmingly positive. A lot of businesses in that area, and as we have said time and time again, extension of hours is something that truly helps the second and third shift workers, the cleaning crews that come to the various buildings to clean at night, first responders, police, fire, ambulance services. That's overwhelmingly the highest percentages. In most areas of Boston, it's not uncommon that if you have a hospital in your area, the hospital is our number one customer, or the police station, something to that extent. And so most of the franchises in Boston have these hours, with very few exceptions. And we've been able to handle it. One of the things that we do, and when we met with the greater Mattapan Neighborhood Council, we went through a whole list of discussions. You have, I think before you should have their letter of support. There are 5 provisos that we have agreed to. We negotiated with them, and that was cutting back to 2 a.m. on Sunday through Wednesday. The fact that only credit cards are accepted, no cash is accepted, and no scooters. They did not want scooters coming into the or bikes. They said no. Are the drivers driving their own cars? Yes. What happens if there's a problem? The driver is removed. Simple as that. And we will not ever. I don't think any Domino's in the country has a liquor license. We will not be doing that as well. So when we got through talking with the board, in fact there were 2 boards. They were there that evening. the Woodhaven, Culbert, and Regis Civic Association was also there. And it was unanimous to approve. And so we come to you with, and I believe there's other support that's coming to you tonight. And if there's any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you, very helpful explanation. And thank you for outlining all the reasons why the extension of hours makes sense in this neighborhood. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. As you heard from the applicant, they connected with ONS. And a butters meeting was held on May 16th, where no concerns were raised, as I understand. They went on to meet with the Greater Mattapan Neighborhood Council, who supported the proposal with the provisos that were mentioned. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Gabriel Cruz from Councilor Papen's office. The councilor would like to go on record that he is in support of this application. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Anything further from the board?
Danny, I have one question for the applicant. One of the provisos is that you'll have no in-person orders after midnight. Could you talk us through how you will control that? Are you gonna lock the doors? Is there a staff member that makes sure no one comes in off the street but allows, pickup?
Yes, that's the current hour we have right now for closing, and the door is locked. And if they come to the door, we just simply say, go to your car and call us.
Okay.
And go home, and we'll deliver it to you.
Oh, you'll deliver, okay.
Yeah, and we'll deliver it.
Okay. All right, I think that answers that question. I have nothing else, thanks.
Thank you. Anything further from the board on this matter? Okay, board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 3, 280 Friend Street Fee LLC, doing business as Hotel Indigo Boston, located at 280 Friend Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from George Vinyl Jr. to Patrick Strong. Attorney Patricia Malone. Attorney Malone.
Yes, Trish Malone for 280 Friend Street Fee LLC. With me today, I have Mr. Patrick Strong, the intended manager. Briefly, the board may have remembered this about a month ago. I did come in with a petition for a management agreement. At that time, the manager of record now actually was becoming an independent contractor of the licensee, therefore leaving the position of manager vacant. So after discussions with the licensee, it was suggested that Mr. Strong, who had previously been the manager for 2 years, is also the general manager of the hotel and is there basically day and night, would then become the manager of record. He has extensive over 10 years in the hospitality industry, is a citizen, is a Mass resident, and is familiar with the rules and regulations of the board. If there are any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer. Thanks.
Thanks, Attorney Malone. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Strong. I have no questions. Commissioner Carla, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you for coming back on this matter.
Thank you.
Calling item number 4, Barcelona South End LLC, doing business as Barcelona, located at 525 Tremont Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Galinda Grace Loom Follett to Brandon Cartagena, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell and Devlin on behalf of the applicant. With me is Brandon Cartagena. He is a proposed manager of record. Brandon is a U.S. citizen, a Massachusetts resident, and is familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the sale of alcohol. He has experience in the food and beverage industry, and most recently he has been at Barcelona Wine Bar for the past 3 years. And we're happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, attorney, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Cartagena. I have no questions at this time. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Good morning, Madam Chairs and members of the board. This is Laura Toledano from Constable Fleet's office. At this time, the constable would like to go on record and support. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Laura. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 5, Italy Boston LLC, doing business as Italy, located at 800 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Attorney Caroline O'Connell. Attorney O'Connell.
Good morning, everybody. We're here with a very simple change to Italy's officers and managers. The licensee is proposing to add Tommaso Brusso as CEO, Antonio Banfi as CFO, and then to add Antonio Banfi as an LLC, an additional LLC manager. There are no other changes to the license.
Any operational changes?
None whatsoever. This is just we wanted to add additional officers to the license.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. I'll just ask if there are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter. Board will take this under advisement. And calling item number 6, Cantina LLC, doing business as Cantina, located at 800 Boylston Street. Holder of a retail package store, all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Attorney O'Connell once again.
Good morning again. This is pretty much the same change as Italy. We are also adding Tommaso Brusso as CEO and Antonio Banfi as CFO onto the Cantina license. Again, this is just to add additional officers to the licensee. There are no other changes.
Thank you. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on item number 6? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 7, Broken Records Beer Hall LLC, doing business as Broken Records Beer Hall, located at 81 to 85 Guest Street in Brighton. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned for a change of LLC managers. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. Here today for a similar to what you just heard, a change of LLC managers. No other changes being requested. Keith Craig is the proposed new LLC manager, replacing James Halliday, who retired or is retiring. And this is simply a change replacing Mr. Halliday with Mr. Craig. No other changes in ownership, no operational changes whatsoever. Simply a internal housekeeping matter. And certainly happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, attorney. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
None for me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 8, Cami 1975 Corporation, doing business as Melodias, located at 1045 Saratoga Street in East Boston. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to pledge the license to Eastern Bank. Attorney Mark White. Attorney White.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Commissioner, members of the board. I'm here on behalf of the licensee, Cami 1975 Corporation. In May of this year, the licensee was able to purchase the locus where the license is being held. As an element of that, they got a loan from Eastern Bank for the amount of $900,000. And as an element of that loan, Eastern Bank is requiring a pledge of the license.
Thank you, attorney. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 9, Foundation Kitchen LLC, doing business as Foundation Kitchen, located at 32 Cambridge Street in Charlestown. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between Foundation Kitchen LLC and Post and Beam South Brewing LLC. Attorney Chad Colarusso. Attorney Colarusso.
Good morning, Attorney Green. Good morning, board members. My name is Chad Colarusso, and I represent the licensee, Foundation Kitchen LLC, in conjunction with this application to propose a change to a management agreement that has already been approved. In particular, they are seeking to swap out the service provider, the manager that will be handling the service of alcoholic beverages. I'm joined by Kieran Nagel, who's one of the owners of the licensee, and also joined by Erica Rosenfeld, who is the owner of the proposed entity that will be overseeing the supervision of alcoholic beverage service pursuant to the proposed management agreement.
Okay, thank you. So Erica, are you ultimately in control of the alcohol? Your entity will be responsible for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about Post and Beam South Brewing?
Sure. So I currently am the owner and operator of Post and Beam Brewing in Peterborough, New Hampshire. We just had our 6th birthday this weekend. And our next natural step is to open a second spot. We have known the owners of Foundation Kitchen for years. They're from our town in New Hampshire. So we would like to take over service of that bar. We've had 6 years here in Peterborough, incident-free, fully trained staff. We serve beer typically in the 5% range. We are very familiar with the liquor laws, have had no incidents here and expect no incidents there.
Thank you. That's helpful. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 10, TS Lodging Food and Beverage LLC, doing business as Moxie Hotel, located at 240 Tremont Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between TS Lodging Food and Beverage LLC and CFH 240 Tremont Street LLC. Secondly, the applicant has also petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from William Harrington to Vincent Polcari. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, excuse me, attorney representing the licensee. With me this morning, I hope, is Vincent Polcari, the proposed manager of areas. I see you. Thank you, sir. The proposed manager of record. This is as indicated by Attorney Green, this is a request for approval of a new management company, replacing the existing management company. The new management company, CFH 240 Tremont Street LLC. This is an affiliate of the Kraft Food Halls. That entity is the proposed manager under a management agreement. Mr. Polcari is the proposed manager of record. He is a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident, and has experience in the food and beverage industry, and we are happy to answer any of your questions. No other operational changes whatsoever at the hotel, just a new management company and a request for a new manager of record. Thank you very much.
Thanks, attorney. Thank you, Mr. Polcari, for joining us. Just one final question for manager of record. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Laura again from Constable Flynn's office. He would like to go on record in support. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 11, ENA Liquors, Inc., doing business as Brothers Super Liquors, located at 213 Bowden Street in Dorchester. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Eduardo Fernandez to Nelson Fernandez. Secondly, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Brothers Super Liquors to Brothers Wines and Spirits. Thirdly, has petitioned for a change of officers directors, and lastly, has petitioned for a change of stock interest. Attorney Jen Allen. Attorney Allen?
Good morning, thank you. Attorney Jennifer Allen on behalf of Ena Liquors. I see Nelson Fernandez is also logged in as well. This is a simple interfamilial transfer for no consideration, in which Eduardo Fernandez, his brother, was 100% owner and manager of the store. He's transferring 2/3 of his shares to each of his brothers, Nelson and Ambioris, for 1/3 each. This transfer will also result in changing the officers of the corporation, adding Nelson as the president and Ambioris as the secretary. Nelson will also become the new manager. Nelson and his brothers have been in the liquor industry for almost 2 decades, and Nelson has been working at this store for over a decade now. He's well qualified and has plenty of experience. He's familiar with the rules of the ABCC and the City of Boston Licensing Board. He's a U.S. citizen, Massachusetts resident, and he's of good character. Lastly, we're also requesting to change the DBA from Brothers Super Liquors to Brothers Wine and Spirits. There's no other changes to this license, to the store, or how it's being run. They're just splitting the shares in the family and taking care of some of their estate planning purposes now, especially as Eduardo gets older. They have no violations, and the community support for this is strong, and we are happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Allen. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Fernandez. I don't have any questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. The board will take this matter under advisement.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item number 12, Mirage Charcoal Kebab Inc., doing business as Zen Restaurant located at 21A Beacon Street. Holder of a common victular 70 wines and malt beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and secondly has petitioned for a change of stock interest. Attorney Duo Liu. Attorney Liu. Oh,
Attorney Duo Liu.
We are unable to hear you. Let's see if we can try again.
Is that better now?
Little sound very far away. The audio is very faint.
Okay, let me.
That's a little better. No, now we can't hear you at all.
May I request a second call so I can figure out what my mic issue?
Sure. I mean, we can actually hear you right now, but we can certainly take a second call if you'd prefer.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Great. We'll take a second. We will take a second call. Calling item number 13, Rafael Veras, individual doing business as Latino Restaurant located at 302 Center Street in Jamaica Plain. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the classification of its license to wines, malt beverages, and liqueurs pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1993. And secondly, has petitioned to change the closing hour of the business from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Tyler Hensler here on behalf of Rafael Veras, DBA Latino Restaurant. Mr. Veras has been located at 302 Center Street for many years. I believe Mr. Veras, I saw him in the waiting room too, so he's joining us. He currently holds a beer and wine restaurant license with a closing time at 12 a.m. The applicant is looking to add cordials or liqueurs to the beer and wine license and is therefore applied for a change of category. And the applicant is also looking to extend the closing hours from 12 a.m. For 1 hour until 1 a.m. and therefore has submitted a change of hours application as well. Mr. Veras has operated on Center Street and in the JP community for many, many years. He is regarded as an honest and upstanding businessman in the community, as shown by the support that we saw at the council hearing, and the applications to extend the hours and to add cordials are an attempt to increase revenue, stay open, and to continue to serve the Jamaica Plain community for many years to come. We conducted community outreach for this. We held an abutters meeting, a meeting with the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council. Both went well. No other changes have been applied for. With that, we're happy to take any questions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. As you heard from the applicant's representation, an abutters meeting was held in early May. There were no concerns raised on that meeting. The applicant then went on to meet with the JPNC and they secured their support. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. I do see a hand raised from Michael Reiskind. Mr. Reiskind, you may please provide your testimony.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain, a member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We held a neighborhood hearing on this issue on June 4th of this year. Well attended. Mr. Veras has operated a Latino restaurant at this location for more than 25 years. The area has started to change with more restaurants with all alcohol and later hours. And Mr. Veras would like to have a level playing field if possible. He's asking to add cordials, which we feel is appropriate, and 1 extra hour. He would actually keep the kitchen closed at midnight, but it allows for a little more wiggle room for people to come just before midnight and dawdle a little bit. So we think this is appropriate. He's also agreed voluntarily to keep serving alcohol with food only. So we urge you to support these 2 changes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 14, S&A P12 Hospitality LLC, located at 1001 Boylston Street, holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the licensed business from the above to Cruise Hospitalities LLC, doing business as Avra at the same location. Nicholas Tsoulos, manager. Also has petitioned to update the description of the premise as follows: in building located at 1001 Boylston Street, also known as 400 Newbury Street, main entry on lower level. On second level, consisting of 1 large room with various dining areas, service bar and seated bar, and 3 private dining rooms. Kitchen, storage, office space, and restrooms located on second level, together with seasonal outdoor patio on private property with 50 seats and a 12 a.m. patio closing hour. Interior closing hour, 2 a.m. Attorney Quilty, once again. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant for the transfer of this license. As the board is certainly aware, the license exists at this location, having been purchased by the property owner and transferred to this location for the purpose of opening a fine dining establishment. This is the new building at the very top of at the end of Boylston Street, if you will, looking out across the turnpike in one direction and downtown in the other. Where adjacent is the Citizen M Hotel. This is the office building next door, and the proposal is for the restaurant space in the base level of that new building. Avra is a classic Greek concept. Mr. Tsoulos, who's with us this morning, is the founder, the owner and operator, is the proposed manager of record. They have numerous locations around the country, having started out in New York City after Mr. Tsoulos emigrated from Greece many years ago. They are a top quality, well-known entity around the country. We have had a very positive outreach process with the Neighborhood Association of the Back Bay. I believe you have their non-opposition letter on file. Because it was a corp-to-corp transfer, no change of location. The mayor's office did not require an abutters meeting, but we did conduct the outreach with NAB and have their letter of non-opposition. We hope you will agree that this will be a fine addition to the dining scene in the city generally, and will make this new building a real destination. And we're certainly happy to answer any questions. Mr. Tsoulos is a U.S. citizen, is a Mass resident, and has years of experience in the food and beverage industry. And as suggested earlier, we're happy to take any of your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you, Mr. Sulis, for joining us. Just the final question for Manager of Record. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Oh, you're muted, Nick.
I can see that he said yes, but let's get him on the record.
I've also just asked you to
Okay.
unmute. So there we go.
Hi, I unmuted myself. Sorry about that.
So you answer.
Could you just answer the
You can
question?
answer affirmatively.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Attorney. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
None for me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office will defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, we had them connect with the local civic association, which should not express any opposition to this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thanks, Connor.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 15, 552 Tremont LLC, doing business as The Butcher Shop, located at 552 Tremont Street in Roxbury. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to transfer the licensed business from the above to PAG Tremont 552 LLC at the same location. Edwin Preciado, manager, 1 a.m. closing hour. Attorney Benjamin Levin. Attorney Levin.
Morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Benjamin Levin, I'm here on behalf of the applicant. Manager of record, Mr. Presidio is here with me as well. He is a U.S. citizen. He is a resident of the Commonwealth. He is familiar with the laws and regulations relative to the sale of alcohol, and he does work in other establishments, not only in the city, but in the same neighborhood. He has years of experience with this restaurant group that owns other establishments throughout the South End neighborhood and have been openly accepted by the community for years. They intend to do a light renovation to the space that has been the butcher shop for many years at this intersection, reopen essentially as a fine dining establishment, and hope to carry on what was an excellent spot in the neighborhood for years to come.
Thank you, Attorney, for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Preciado. Sorry about that. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office will defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. We had the applicant reach out to the 2 active civic associations in the area. That would be Union Park and 8th Streets Neighborhood Association. Both were supportive of this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and members of the board. Laura here from Constable Flynn's office. At this time, the consular would like to go on record and support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Oh, was that somebody else? Great. The board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And you. Calling item 16, ACNEP LLC, doing business as Dorset Hall, located at 367 to 371 Neponset Ave in Dorchester. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the licensed business from the above to Mobile Inc., doing business as McGonagall's at the same location. Elizabeth Adele McCarthy, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. The applicant has also petitioned to update the description of the premise as follows. Approximately 7,873 square feet over 2 levels of a shared building complex with 2 entrances, exits. 1,970 square foot upper level with combined dining bar seating for 97 and 2 restrooms. 2,975 square foot lower level with seating for 138 and a separate bar with seating for 20, as well as 2 additional restrooms. Kitchen and storage in the basement consisting of 2,928 square feet. Secondly, the petitioner has also petitioned to pledge the license to Northern Bank and Trust Company. Attorney Andrew Upton. Attorney Upton.
Good morning, everyone. Andrew Upton for the applicant. With me is Adele McCarthy, proposed manager of record. Oren McGonigal, one of the owners, and our co-counsel Jennifer Allen. Adele McCarthy has worked for the East Coast Tavern Group for many years. She's very familiar with the operation of bars and restaurants. She's a U.S. citizen. She's a Mass resident, and I believe she was approved by this board as the manager of Emmett's many years ago. We're looking to transfer the liquor license and no change of location. Dorset Hall has now closed. Although we still believe the public need for a license at this location has been established. Dorset Hall was a beloved community spot with casual dining and live music, and we've heard from neighbors that they want a similar operation in the space. The new owners plan to keep the same atmosphere, but with elevated food, and they are putting in upwards of $500,000 of interior improvements. Character and fitness of this applicant is strong. The new owners are currently licensees at Dubliner, Carrie Nation, Emmett's, and several other Boston spots. They have a good record, a deep bench of professional staff, and the capital to buy and renovate Dorset Hall. They've met with the leadership of the Pope's Hill Association, and we have submitted their letter of support to the board. We're asking for the same license conditions as Dorset. It's the same building envelope. And we're also asking for a pledge, as you noted. With that, we're glad to answer any questions.
Thank you. I have no questions except for if approved by the ABCC, when do you think you guys would be opening?
They're building at risk now
Yeah.
because they're so committed to this project. So I would hope by September, maybe early October.
Okay, just asking because I've been getting asked that and I wasn't sure.
As have we.
Okay, I have no questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Our office is unaware of any concerns in this time, and as you've heard from the applicant's representation, they've done their due diligence and reached out to the local civic association. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item 17, Rye Guy LLC, doing business as the Emery, located at 21 Beacon Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license business from the above to Taco Azul Boston LLC, doing business as Taco Azul at the same location. Daniel Leyva, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Has also petitioned to update the description of premise as follows. 21 Beacon Street is a current restaurant space. It is a 3,500 square foot restaurant space with a ground floor and basement with an opening hour of 11 a.m. and a closing hour of 2 a.m. Ground floor includes a dining area with approximately 20 tables with seating for approximately 65 people, a bar with seating for 10, a kitchen, storage, and 1 unisex restroom. Basement has 2 unisex restrooms and a separate enclosed space for storage and prep only. Space also includes a 1,000 square foot annual outdoor patio on private property with seating for 45 and a closing hour of 11 p.m. Additionally, the applicant has petitioned to pledge the license to Webster Bank National Association. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning. My name is Daniel Leyva. Good morning, members of the board. Thank you for your time. I'm Daniel Leyva, the manager and owner of Taco Azul Boston LLC, a full-service Mexican restaurant serving guacamole, tacos, and margaritas. We were able to take over the lease of the former Emery restaurant, and as a part of that, have taken a loan from Webster Bank to transfer the existing 7-day all liquor license at this location. Therefore, Webster Bank would require a pledge on the license. There have been no structural changes to the site at 21 Beacon. All structural, occupancy, hours, and all other elements remain as is. Any changes are cosmetic. This is the first location for Taco Azul. I have over 15 years of hospitality experience. I attended Cornell University School of Hotel Administration and have received accolades such as Forbes 30 Under 30 Food and Drink. I am a U.S. citizen, resident of the Commonwealth, familiar with the rules and regulations of the City of Boston and the ABCC pertaining to the sale of alcohol, and have over 15 years of food and beverage experience. I'm happy to answer any questions at this time. Thank you.
Well done, thank you. I don't have any questions for you. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office is to defer to the judgment of this board. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this moment. They reached out to the BHCA, which I understand is outside of their catchment area, this location. As I mentioned, we're unaware of any concerns at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. Calling number 18, East Coast Eats, Inc., doing business as Silvertone Bar and Grill located at 69 Bromfield Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and location from the above to 10 World Trade LHI LLC located at 10 World Trade Center Ave. Premise consists of a multi-level lobby area with ground floor level food hall, 13,425 square feet, with 2 designated vendor spaces with 180 indoor seats and 100 outdoor seats on an annual, weather permitting, private property plaza of 4,639 square feet. Mezzanine and second floor lobby areas each have special event spaces connected to the ground floor level with an open stair plan. The mezzanine event area is 3,302 square feet, and the second floor area includes a 2,503 square foot auditorium with 149 seats and a private property patio, 4,511 square feet sectioned off from the public sidewalk. The auditorium reaches the 3rd floor and connects to a 4,261 square foot lounge event space. 2 a.m. indoor closing hour, 2 a.m. outdoor closing hour. John Hines, the 4th manager, attorney Joseph Hanley. Attorney Hanley?
Good morning, Attorney Green. It's Attorney Stephen Miller, McDermott, Quilty, Miller, and Hanley. With me this morning is the proposed manager of record, John Hines IV, along with my partner, Joe Hanley. We're seeking approval to transfer the Silvertone license to this new building under construction at 10 World Trade Center. It's a 600,000 square foot building, and it's a $600 million project. I did send over to the board this morning some renderings of the areas that will contain the licensed premises, just to give you perspective of where the building's located and the possible areas. It's obviously a on several levels. We are successor counsel to this, and as part of our due diligence for this as being successor counsel, we did meet with the executive director of the ABCC to go over the floor plans to make sure that there are appropriate connections and contiguous areas that could be licensed once if it passes the local Boston board and sent to the ABCC. This is a ground lease from Massport. It's a lengthy lease. The transfer to this location, John Hines is the proposed manager. He's also the project manager. His family has been in the real estate development business in the Boston for decades, and we've made it clear to the community and to the elected officials that basically that we are the placeholder where we want to put the license in place. The building is getting close to being finished, and we will be back to the board, and first we'll go to the community and elected officials with a management agreement and a management company. We've talked to some of the premier companies in and around Boston for this location. Putting a license in the premise is very important to be able to finalize something with a management company. They want to make sure that we will have the license located. So right now, we will not be asking for this license transfer for us to operate, but as I said, we will go back to the community and the elected officials with a operator and answer any operational questions that they may have prior to coming back to you for approval of a management agreement. In the meantime, Mr. Hines is the proposed manager. In fact, He has 12 years' experience as a bartender and waiter, I'm sorry, in the licensed premises. He is a U.S. citizen. He's a resident of the Commonwealth, and he's familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the rules and regulations of the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth concerning the sale and service of alcohol, none of which he intends to use as part of the approval, but he does qualify under the rules to be approved as a manager. As you can see, it's a detailed floor plan, and as far as the expenditure, the license is purchased for $600,000, the purchase price, and the plan is over $3 million to build out the all the restaurant space, which would be turned over to a management company. Mr. Hines is here, as is my partner, Joe Hanley, to answer any of your questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Miller. Thank you, Attorney Hanley, for joining us, and thank you, Mr. Hines, for joining us. I think I understand what's going on here, and I appreciate the additional information submitted this morning. I'll take a look at that. I have no questions at this time. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Then we will see if there are any individuals who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office will defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, they were in contact with the local civic association. And they also pledged to the community that they would come back and do a full abutters process when an operator was identified. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chairs and members of the board. Laura Toledano here again from Constable Flynn's office. At this time, the consular would like to go on record in full support of this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 19, G&V Ice Cream and Sub, Inc., doing business as Don't Tell Auntie, located at 1122 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Early Monsoon LLC, doing business as Don't Tell Auntie, located at 1080 Boylston Street. Premise consists of a restaurant on ground floor containing approximately 3,200 square feet in 5 rooms, with dining area seating for 85 patrons, bar area seating for 16 patrons, kitchen, storage area, and restrooms. Annual outdoor patio on private property containing approximately 630 square feet, with seating for 36 patrons to be operated between the hours of 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Niral Patel, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. And secondly, the applicant has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Chairman Joyce, Commissioner Secretary Green, Tom Miller from Dermot Quilty, Miller and Hanley in Boston on behalf of the applicant Early Monsoon LLC. I'm joined today by Niral Patel, one of the owners and the proposed manager of record. Last year, Don't Tell Auntie received approval from this board to transfer the license to 1120 Boylston Street for a new restaurant. However, the owners have found a more suitable location about 200 feet away at 1080 Boylston Street and have decided to open at that location instead. In addition, the applicant is replacing 2 of its owners. Because of this, they have formed a new entity, Early Monsoon LLC, to operate the business. The application before you today, as Secretary Green has said, is to transfer the license to a new related entity for a change of location about 200 feet away and a pledge for the license to Rockland Trust. Again, a nearly identical license application was approved by this board last year with the same name and the same upscale Indian cuisine concept with beer, wine, and cocktails to complement that menu. The applicant seeks to move the license to the former Boloco restaurant space at 1080 Boylston, which include an outdoor patio with on private property for dining. This location is approximately 3,200 square feet inside with 78 seats, 630 square feet with 36 seats on the patio. They're not requesting any change to the hours of operation from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and they propose the patio closes at 11 p.m. The applicant, as I know the board is often curious about this, the applicant will not be offering any takeout or delivery from this location. As I said, I'm joined by Mr. Patel. Mr. Patel is the currently approved manager of record on this license under its current licensee. And he is an experienced operator with both Section 12 and Section 15 licenses. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of Lexington. He is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. The applicant presented at an abutters meeting held by ONS on July 11th and has been having a productive conversation with the Fenway Civic Association, which resulted in their support for this application. The board's approval of the application here will revitalize a space that has been vacant for almost a year and will bring a full-service Indian restaurant with outdoor dining to the neighborhood. We want to thank you for hearing this application today and would be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thanks, Attorney Miller. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Patel, I have no questions at this time. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office is going to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process, as you heard from the applicant's representation. An abutters meeting was held. I understand no serious concerns were raised. They went on to meet with the Fenway Civic Association, which is supportive of this proposal, with the conditions that there be no outdoor speakers for the patio, that alcohol be accompanied with food for use on the deck, and that the patio be closed at 11. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 20, DJ's Market, doing business as DJ's Market, located at 120 Boston Street in Dorchester, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above market and deli, consisting of 1,864 square feet of retail on one floor in one large open market floor plan with gondola market shelving and deli and bakery cases in the rear. There's also a full kitchen in the rear of the building. Walk-in freezer and fridges line one wall of the market, with reach-in doors, reach-in fridges line the other wall. It's about 1,800 square feet of dry storage in the basement under the market, and 675 square feet of storage in a side room with an employee-only entrance. Manager Alina Morris, closing time 6 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, I am. My name is Alina Morris. I own DJ's Market. I live in the neighborhood. I've been here for 18 years running this store. My parents were here 30 years before me. Last year, we got the Legacy Award, which gave us some technical support. And with that was recommended that we apply for a beer and wine to add to our revenue. We're struggling a little bit, and this would help to make the business stronger. We did get a very positive response from the neighbors and the neighborhood association. But if there's any other questions, be happy to answer.
Okay, can you tell me who recommended you apply for the alcohol license?
We got someone that was trying to help us figure out our business and how we could do better.
Oh, was it someone from the city of Boston?
Yes, the name of the company was RevB.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was a City of Boston department or something. No.
It was recommended by them. He was recommended.
Oh, by the City of Boston?
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me
the legacy program? The woman that we were dealing with, yes, she had recommended or she gave us a couple to choose from that we had met with and chose him.
Okay. Can you tell me, with your current floor plan and layout, are you removing any groceries to add, alcohol?
No,
So how are you, changing things around for the addition of, beer and wine?
well, we're not planning on bringing in a lot. Just a couple of shelves for the wine and, where we currently have some walk-in refrigerator doors, they'll be used for the beer.
Okay.
But
Are
we're
you-
planning on only carrying like specialty,
specialty, okay.
okay, like Polish beer and wine. And some local.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is we have received an enormous amount of applications recently to add beer and wine or alcohol to similar types of markets, and I wasn't aware exactly where this influx of applications was coming from and how people were balancing that with their current offerings inside their retail store. So you've answered those questions for me. Ms. Morris, you're going to be the manager of record?
I am the owner and manager, yes.
Okay, so are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes,
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
yes,
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
yes, I am.
Okay. Do you plan on selling
No,
singles? Okay.
no.
Um,
We close early. And also, we have a pretty good camera system and we plan on training all the employees in selling the new beer and wine.
okay, so the floor plan that you submitted doesn't actually show where the beer and wine will be located, so I'll ask that you resubmit that and draw on there where the beer and wine will be, or how much floor space you're gonna dedicate to the sale of beer and wine.
Okay,
Okay. All right, commissioners, do you have any questions?
Nothing to add, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. ONS hosted a butters meeting that went very well. The applicant then went on to meet with the McCormick Civic Association, which was supportive of this proposal. We also have one letter of support that was sent into our office, which I believe we forwarded to this board. With that information, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this. Oh, yes, Mr. Thorne, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You may please provide your testimony. Oh, you're still on mute right now. Here we go.
Great, thank you. My name's Lad Thorne Jr. and I've been a member of the community for over 15 years, and I strongly support this license. I think DJ's is a fabulously run operation. I've known Alina and her family for a long time, and they're truly important members of this community who really are at the center of the community. And I think it's going to be a welcome addition for people to be able to go and have, some beer and wine. It's going to be great.
Thank you, Mr. Thorne, for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Laura here from Consular Flynn's office. I know this is outside of his district, but he just wanted to go on record in support of this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more time, are there any other individuals who would like to testify on DJ's Market? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. And calling item number 21, Ghent Catering LLC, doing business as From Scratch, located at 2 Tremont Street in Brighton. has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. 2 Tremont Street consists of 1,000 square feet, 4 tables with a total capacity of 16 people. The restaurant is comprised of 2 levels. The main level houses the kitchen and seating area. Downstairs level houses the walk-in fridge, preparation, dry storage room, dishwasher station, and bathroom. Manager Genshin Economy, closing time 10 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Hello.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. If you could please briefly present your proposal to the board.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I have some issues this morning with internet. Hello, yeah, my name is Gentian Economy, and I'm being a chef, as far as I know, more than 20 years. So I find this location used to be Fiorella's Express before, and I took over the lease from them for the next 3.5 years. And I just opened, basically, it's been like 4 months and a half, and I was planning, just to bring some great Italian authentic food, and that's why I was applying for the beer and wine license or bulk alcohol, so I can just with the great food I'm serving, just to make sure that the customers, my clients, they have the full request, because almost every day they're asking for beer and wine serving here. So if you have any question, I'm more than happy to help you.
Thank you, Mr. Economy.
Yes.
Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm just gonna
No,
over
it's
the.
good.
Okay.
It's good.
I'm just gonna go over the
Yes.
regular manager of record questions that I ask everybody who's applying. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a
Yes,
resident?
I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I live in North Quincy, so yes.
Okay. You have described your experience, so I'll move on to the last question. Are you familiar with
Yes.
the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to sale and
Yes.
service of alcohol? Okay.
Yes, I am. Yes. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Not at this time, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information, the community process. Initially, this applicant was applying for a BYOB license, where our office held an abutters meeting for. There were no concerns raised in that meeting. Then after, when we were notified that they were changing and seeking a different license, we had the applicant circulate flyers to abutters within 300 feet. Feedback is mostly positive. We had one letter in opposition with concerns related to a proximity to a school. However, there's no K through 12 school anywhere near this establishment. They went on to meet with the Brighton Allston Improvement Association and received their support. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? That the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. And we will take a second call on item number 12, Mirage Charcoal Kebab Inc., doing business as Zen Restaurant, located at 21A Beacon Street, holder of a common victualler or 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and has petitioned for a change of stock interest. Attorney Duo Liu, let's see if your audio is working now.
Work. Good morning. This is Attorney Duo Liu from Boomjack Candano's law office, representing Mirage Charcoal Co. Inc., doing business at Zen Restaurant. I would like to request the board to consider the proposed changes following a recent change in ownership and management of the business. The business has been serving the community for over 20 years since its establishment in 2003. As per the state secretary's website, with the retirement of the previous owner and in the spirit of maintaining keep the same services to the customers, the new ownership and management are ready to step in now. And the new owner is gonna be Kevin E. Zhang, Yung Bin Du, and Lin Zhao. All 3 of them are also present on the Zoom meeting today and ready to answer the questions if the board has any. So Kevin E. Zhang and Yongbin Liu will serve as both managers and members, while Lin Zhao will only be the member of the business without management duties. Kevin E. Zhang is a U.S. citizen and a Massachusetts resident with good record, will be responsible manager for the alcoholic beverage license. There is no additional changes to the management, operating, or current settings of the restaurant. We request the board will approve the proposal and reflect those changes. If there is any questions, I'm free to answer.
Thank you, Attorney Liu. That is very helpful. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you have any?
Yes. Who is the current manager of record for the purposes of the liquor license?
The current manager is the previous owner of the restaurant called Dewey Guan, Dewei, last name Guan, Guan, and he has already retired at this time. So the proposed manager for the liquor license gonna be Kevin E. Zhang.
Okay, Attorney Green, this isn't quite noticed in that manner. Did the application reflect that?
We do not have an application for a manager of record change. What we have on the application is what is noticed, which is the officers, directors, and the change of stock interest. So,
Yeah, I think so. Attorney, I think we need an application for the purposes of the liquor license. We need a manager, not just corporate. Yeah, so are you about to open, or is the restaurant still running under the previous ownership while this is taking place?
Right, the transaction, the business still running under the old ownership and management name, and I just checked my record what document I filed with the board. So there are two transactions. One is change officer, director, and LLC manager, and the other one is the issuance or transfer the stock or new stockholders. So those are two proposals I just gave to the board for attention, and we're gonna file another application for change of the liquor license responsible manager.
Okay, very well. I just want to make sure that you knew, and that was, so we'll see that in the future, the near future.
Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
No questions, thanks.
thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much. Those are all the items before the board this morning. That will adjourn this hearing. The board will meet to vote tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
You too, thank you.
Cool.